Hi everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favourite mango from outer space. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Every colour in Magic the Gathering has commanders that are powerful and fun to play, but some are often overlooked. This video explores the best hidden gem commanders in each colour, helping you build a deck that's both entertaining and competitive. I've got a list of 5 excellent commanders, one for each colour, and I'm hoping you find one to brew with. Before we take a look at these commanders, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more awesome commander videos. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these commanders. Number 1, starting off with the colour red, we have Grenzo, Havoc Razor, a legendary creature goblin rogue that costs 2 red mana to cast. He has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following: whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, choose 1. Gold target creature that player controls, or exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any colour to cast that spell. Grenzo is such a great commander and severely underrated, both fun and powerful to play. Grenzo decks tend to be very aggressive and start attacking from the get-go. This is because the commander Grenzo only costs 2 red mana to get out, so early game shenanigans are capable of happening. Furthermore, he boasts a very unique kit, allowing you to either gold creatures or exile cards from your opponent's decks and cast them, offering 2 very fun mechanics to build around. You can focus on one or both and the deck will run very well. His playstyle is fast and explosive, offering card advantage which is pretty unique in mono red decks. You rarely see it. Of course, this is not a traditional form of card advantage, as we exile the card and have to cast it that turn before it disappears. However, it's still incredibly valuable. No game feels the same with Grenzo, as he brings randomness to the table. You never know what you're going to exile from your friends' libraries, or what creatures you may end up goading into battle. This makes playing this commander feel refreshing and unique each time you pick it up. With Grenzo as your commander, I think the most optimal way of brewing a deck with him is to try and add as many evasive creatures to the deck as you can, or find ways to generate as many tokens as you can so that we can easily trigger Grenzo's powerful abilities on each of our turns. Here are 2 great cards I recommend with Grenzo Havoc Razor to help you get an idea of how you can run the deck. Loyal Apprentice, an excellent creature that can easily generate us a token on each of our turns. What makes things extra cool though is that the token has flying, so we can utilize it alongside Grenzo with great success. Since it has that evasiveness, it's guaranteed to most likely get through to one of our opponents. Another great card is Bedlam, a highly interesting enchantment card that is going to warp the commander game that you're in, preventing creatures from being able to block. This can be wonderful if we have to build a large army of creatures, as we can keep swinging, dealing combat damage to our opponents and activating Grenzo's great triggered ability. However, be careful, as Bedlam will prevent us from blocking as well. Overall, Grenzo is a very enjoyable commander to brew with and play with. I really recommend trying Grenzo Havoc Razor out. It's a blast, and yes, totally underrated. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 2, for green we have Loot, Exuberant Explorer, a legendary creature beast noble that costs 1 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It has 1 power and 4 toughness and says the following: you may play an additional land on each of your turns. For 4 generic and 2 green mana and tap, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them and put it onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Cuteness Overload. This Exuberant Explorer is an absolute powerhouse. Coming in for just 3 total mana, Loot has an exceptional kit which can be remarkably powerful. Loot offers a home for all those landfall deck lovers, as we get to play an additional land on each of our turns. This can quickly be used to overwhelm opponents with landfall triggers and even pure old mana ramp. Having 2 lands enter per turn can be highly impactful and lead to big plays early on. Furthermore, Loot has that amazing tap activated ability which may cost a hefty 6 total mana to do, but can be exceptionally powerful, allowing us to reveal the top 6 cards of our library and putting a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among those cards revealed onto the battlefield. This ability can be used to help edge our way ahead of our opponents and since we're stacking up lands in the first place, that 6 mana activation cost shouldn't be an issue anyway. Plus, green is known for mana ramping, so we're guaranteed to get to 6 rather quickly. Having a combination of landfall and large creatures seems to be the most optimal way to pilot this commander. However, instead of large creatures, you could also opt towards creatures with powerful landfall abilities, which is very nice. Here are 2 cards I would recommend running with this commander. Avenger of Zendikar. I feel like everyone pretty much knows about this creature these days, but yes, with loot, it's an awesome creature. It benefits massively based upon however many lands we have, plus it's a creature, so we can use loot's activated ability to search for it. Another cool card is Seedborn Muse, an absolute powerhouse of a creature. This card combined with loot means we get to activate loot's ability multiple times per turn rotation, being able to untap our lands with each person's turn, so we can easily do this on an opponent's turn and quickly search through our decks for our best creatures. Great combo for sure. Loot offers a versatile mix of landfall and creatures, and I'm up for it. It's a wicked commander for sure, mega fun to play, and you can choose to build it on a budget if you wish. The commander will still perform very well, and if you enjoy it, you can then start buying better cards to put into the deck and making it way more powerful. You can buy this commander for around $3.50. Number 3. For blue, we have Braids, Conjurer, Adept. A legendary creature, human wizard that costs 2 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. She has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an artifact, creature, or land card from their hand onto the battlefield. I have developed a deep appreciation for this particular commander, as it introduces a delightful twist to the format that is hard to resist. It's widely recognised among the community that when players are given the opportunity to cast spells for free, the level of enjoyment and chaos skyrockets. Enter Braids, a commander with an extraordinary ability that has the potential to transform casual games into exhilarating, unpredictable experiences. Absolute chaos. When Braids enters the battlefield, it's not just another turn, it's an invitation for mayhem. Her unique mechanic allows players to drop colossal, game-altering spells without spending a single mana, leading to some truly captivating and chaotic gameplay moments. With Braids in play, the game takes on a life of its own, and the spice increases every moment. Players will be summoning massive threats for free, resulting in matches that are anything but ordinary. However, this thrilling experience comes with a warning. While your opponents may find the experience entertaining, those who face off against you with decks packed with low-cost spells might not share the same feelings. Braids thrives on big, splashy plays, so if your opponents are relying on a strategy that utilizes cheap-to-cast spells, they might find themselves at a disadvantage. Ultimately, Braids invites you to embrace the wild side of gameplay, where the stakes are high and the fun is limitless. Personally, I think with a Braids deck, it's best to stack it up with as many high to cast spells as possible, particularly creatures and artifacts, and utilize Braids kit to get them out for free. Total value. Here is one very cool card that you can combine with this commander. Sphinx of the Second Sun, a fantastic creature that will allow you to gain an additional upkeep, meaning we can trigger Braids' busted ability twice on our turn. We can really propel ahead if we have enough big threats in our hands, so making sure that we have a decent amount of card draw and a lot of cards in our hands will be highly beneficial for this type of deck. Overall, Braids is one chaotic commander, capable of warping the current game you're in. Very worth trying out if you want to add some spice to your commander games, a hidden gem for sure, and you can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Hey everyone, fun little fact. Only around 13% of you watching this video are actually subscribed to me. So, you guys from the larger percentage who are coming back to view these videos, maybe think about subscribing. That would really make my day. Okay, let's dive back into this video. Number 4. For the black color, we have Bontu the Glorified, a legendary creature god that costs 1 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It has 4 power and 6 toughness and says the following. Menace indestructible. Bontu the Glorified can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn. For 1 generic and 1 black mana, sacrifice another creature, scry 1. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So, Bontu is a low to cast commander that benefits upon piloting a sacrifice themed deck. Thankfully, the color black is stacked with such cards. making Bontu a rather powerful threat when built correctly. He has a restriction which can slow him from attacking and blocking, but this can be nullified if a creature has died this turn. Again, we're playing the colour black, so this is an easy task to achieve with removals and sacrifice outlets. Heck, Bontu himself has a sack outlet built upon him, making this very easy to do. This commander excels within an aristocrat style deck, and those are always fun to play, well, in my opinion anyway. We need to remember that this god also has indestructible, making him a formidable attacker and blocker, and of course hard to remove. Here are two great aristocrat themed cards that you can utilize with Bontu as your commander. Bastion of Remembrance, an excellent enchantment card that is going to help us drain more life from each of our opponents over the game. We also get a free 1/1 human token upon it entering. Another great card is Jadar, Ghoulcaller of Nephalia. This is one mighty legendary creature that only costs us 2 mana to cast, and it's going to give us plenty of help over the game, offering us 1 free creature to sack upon each of our turns. Overall, if you love the mono black colour and are a fan of aristocrat decks, then perhaps try out this commander. Bontu can be fun to play and simple to build around. And also, we must forget that he also lets us scry 1 card every time we do activate his ability, which can definitely come in handy. You can buy this commander for around $2.80. Number 5, for the final colour on my list today, white. And we have the commander Mangara the Diplomat, a legendary creature human cleric that costs 1 white and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 4 toughness and says the following. Lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. So, Mangara's ability to let you draw a card whenever an opponent attacks you introduces a fascinating twist to gameplay. Usually in multiplayer formats like Commander, players often focus on defense and try not to be attacked. But with Mangara in play, this approach changes dramatically. Instead of avoiding confrontations, you may find yourself encouraging opponents to attack, as each attack gains us a card, helping to refuel our hand. This mechanic is very effective in Commander, where the likelihood of being attacked increases. Each attack gives you the chance to draw cards, whether for removal, powerful creatures, or game-changing moments, ensuring you to maintain the resources to respond to threats or advance your strategy and game plan. Additionally, the ability to draw cards when an opponent casts a second spell during each turn adds complexity. This can deter opponents from overextending their plays, as they may limit themselves to single spells to avoid empowering you. But most of the time, people just cast what they want, and then we get to draw a bunch of cards, which is always so cool. But this sort of tension creates interesting decision-making scenarios, complicating opponents' gameplay and making them double think their plans. Maybe they will just cast 1 spell to stop you from drawing, especially if you are ahead in the game. Here's a great card that you could pair with Mangara, which will make the deck super powerful, and it is Trouble in Pairs. An expensive card to pick up, it's around $35, but combined with Mangara, it's a total gem. It pretty much does the same thing as our commander, making our game plan twice as more effective. Excellent card for sure. Overall, Mangara changes the traditional gameplay within White's colour identity. Typically seen as a defensive colour, White lacks aggressiveness and card draw, but Mangara changes that by offering an interesting way to gain resources. This twist enhances your gameplay and shifts the battlefield and its dynamics, keeping opponents on their toes. It's a really fun commander to play with, and you can buy this commander for around $2. Okay, we've arrived to the end of the video. In conclusion, I hope that today I've shown you a cool commander for you to pick up and build around. What do you think of the commanders I've listed? Have any of you played one of these commanders before? Are you thinking of building any of them? Want to share a commander option? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please could you drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future commander content. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.